Translations. Why did the little boy bring a duck with him to school? He wanted it to be a wisecracker. Today's lesson is translations. Our Indiana Academic Standard is 7.4.2. Translations are what we've been doing with our MC Escher projects. We took a shape and we slid it. That's a translation. We're going to take a look at some vocabulary. The first word is transformation. A transformation is a change in the position, shape, or size of a figure. A translation, which is what we've been doing with our MC Escher project, is a transformation that moves each point of a figure the same distance and in the same direction. It's taking the figure and sliding it. An image of a figure is the result of the transformation. Prime notation is the way to name an image point. A with an apostrophe is read as A prime. We use this when we draw the new shape. Pause the video if you need more time to copy down any of these definitions. A very important concept that you have to keep in mind is that whether we slide our figure, we reflect our figure, or we rotate our figure, the shape always maintains the same amount of area. So it doesn't matter if you take a shape and you slide it across the paper, it still has the same area. Or if you take it and you turn it, it still has the same area. Or even if you flip it over, it still has the same area. Let's try a problem now. Example number 1, translating a point. We're going to translate point A, which is at -3, -1 on the graph just below here on the right. We're going to translate it left 2 units and up 5 units. And we have to figure out the new coordinates of image A prime. So we have our point A, which is at -3, -1. We're going to move it left 2 units. So we're going to go left from the A point 2 units. Then we're going to move it up 5 units. So we're going to count up 5 units from that new spot we moved over. We count up 5. That is where our new A will be. So we put a dot there. We label it A prime, which is an A with an apostrophe. And that's our new image. Now we have to figure out the coordinates of A prime. So we start at the origin. We went from the origin left 5 points, so that would be -5, and we go up 4, so that's +4. So the coordinates of A prime are -5, +4. So the correct answer is choice A. Let's try another one. We're going to translate point G, which is -4, 1, right 1 unit and down 4 units, and find the new coordinates of image G prime. We start by plotting G. It's at -4, 1. So we're going to go left 4 and up 1. We'll put a dot there and label that G. Now we're ready to translate it. We need to translate it 1 unit right and 4 units down. So we start at G and we go 1 unit right. Then we go down 4 units. And we place a new dot there and label it G prime. Now we need to find the coordinates of G prime. So we start at the origin. From the origin, we had to go left 3, down 3. So left 3 would be -3, down 3 would be -3. So the coordinates of G prime are -3, -3. Pause the video if you need more time to copy down this part of the notes. Example number 2, translating a figure. The vertices of triangle ABC are A, -4, -3, B, -3, 1, and C, -1, -2. That's been graphed for you already on the graph below. Translate triangle ABC, right 5 units and down 2 units. Use arrow notation to describe the translation. So we've already graphed triangle ABC and labeled the vertices. Now we're going to move each one of these points, right 5 units and down 2 units. We'll start with A. We're going to move point A right 5 units and down 2 units. We put a new point, we label it A prime, and we're ready to move on to B. Now we'll move B right 5 units and down 2 units. We put a dot, we label it B prime, and then we're ready for C. We move C right 5 units and down 2 units. We put a dot, we label it C prime. Since the original shape was a triangle, we do need to connect our dots and draw the new triangle. Then we're ready to name the new coordinates. We can use this arrow notation down below. For triangle triangle ABC, we have our coordinates of A is -4, -3, B is -3, +1, and C is C is -1, -2. Now we can name the new coordinates of A prime, B prime, and C prime. A prime is 1, -5. B prime is 2, -1. And C prime is 4, -4. Pause the video if you need more time to copy down this part of the notes. Example number 3, writing a rule for a translation. Write a rule for the translation shown in the graph. The horizontal change from B to B prime is 3 units right. So when we went from B to B prime, we went 3 units to the right. So that would be x plus 3. The vertical change from B to B prime is 2 units down. So y would be y plus -2. Because we went down 2 units, it has to be a -2. So the rule for the translation is xy becomes x plus 3 and y plus -2 because we were going down 2 units. Pause the video if you need more time to copy down this part of the notes. And just on a side note, to let you know, copying down these rules or coming up with these rules in this format is actually going to end up being extra credit on the homework. So if you like that idea of that being extra credit, put a smiley face on your page. I want you to try Quick Check 2 and Quick Check 3 on your own. So pause the video, try them. When you're finished, turn the video back on and see how you did. I'll read the problems to you. Number 2, graph triangle ABC from example 2. Translate it left 3 units and up 1 unit. Use arrow notation to describe the translation. Number 3, write a rule for the translation of point D in example 3 to 4, 3. I sure hope you got this one right. Take a look as I explain the correct answer to you. So you had to start by graphing triangle ABC. I hope you were able to graph that properly. Now we're ready to translate it 3 units left and 1 unit up. So we move point A 3 units left and 1 unit up, and that's A prime. Point B we move 3 units left and 1 unit up, and that's B prime. And for point C, we move it 3 units left and 1 point up, and that's C prime. Again, connect all the lines to form the triangle, and we're ready to write down the arrow notation to describe the translation. The arrow notation would be A -4, -3, B -3, 1, C -1, -2 becomes A prime -7, -2, B prime -6, 2, and C prime -4, -1. For number 3, we have to write a rule for the translation of point D in example 3 to 4, 3. We have to first plot point D. So it's at 0, 2, so here we have it plotted. And we're going to move it to 4, 3. So here's D prime at 4, 3. The rule for the translation is xy becomes x plus 4 and y plus 1. That's the end of today's notes. We'll be going over and doing these kinds of problems tomorrow in class.